In this video, I'm going to be talking all about the Bytomic Shin Guards we have for sale at Enso Martial Arts. I'm going to be talking about their features, comparing them to all the other shin guards we have here at Enso Martial Arts. And at the end, I'm going to put together a short montage of people training in styles that would use these shin guards. Hi, my name's Doug Swift. I've been doing martial arts for the past 36 years and I've been the owner of Enso Martial Arts for the past 19 years. If you like this video, we'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, get all the latest videos of all of the products here at Enso Martial Arts. So let's get into this video and learn all about the Bytomic Shin Guards we have for sale at Enso Martial Arts. Now, shin guards, shin pads, it's all kind of same. However, if you put shin pads into Google, you're pretty much going to get only football shin pads. So we call them shin guards, but we are talking about shin protection for all of martial arts. That's what we're concentrating on here at Enso Martial Arts. It's all about martial arts kit and training and sparring. So who would wear these pads? Are they specifically for a style or not? Well, it does vary a little bit. Now, kind of fairly heavy duty shin pads like this will be for the harder kind of styles, a lot more sort of impact based. If you're doing something like semi-contact sparring, kickboxing, karate, something like that, you won't need something with this much protection. So it's going to be the more, maybe the full-on kickboxing styles, K1, Thai boxing, MMA, even styles like Krav Maga that are doing like full-on sort of self-defense patterns and all the rest of it. These are the shin guards that you're going to be wanting to buy. For those styles, much more full contact sparring. But if you're not sure, definitely check before you buy them. But that's the design of these pads: Thai boxing, MMA, and a few ones dotted about like Krav Maga. Now, at Enso Martial Arts, we do pride ourselves on doing like top brands specific to different styles. We do shin guard specific Thai boxing brands like Fairtex, Twins, Sandy, Yokkao, things like that. All the MMA guys are going to be using them, Thai boxing guys, K1 guys. But not everybody has the budget where they can buy those top brands. And we were constantly getting asked for a sort of cheaper shin pad. Now, the problem with cheap is that you don't necessarily get the quality, so there's lots of shin pads out there by certain brands that we don't necessarily want to name that do tend to fall apart a bit. So we have been scouting around for a while to find a shin pad that has a bit of durability. It's not going to fall apart after the first session, but you know, it's still within budget, so you're not going to expect the same life as you would out of a pair of Sandy shins, but you can still expect some kind of life out of them and a certain level of protection. So the shin pads that we've settled with are these Bytomic ones. Now, you can see they're a very good shin pad, got loads of coverage on them. They're really nice and thick, so they will give you a good bit of protection. So for the money, we reckon this is about as good as you're gonna get. So definitely the lower end of what you want to be spending on shin protection. But if you're doing the style, you haven't got a lot of money, you're not sure about it, you don't want to invest too much too early, these Bytomic shins are a brilliant option. So for the money, you're always gonna get compromises. So where have Bytomic saved the money so they don't end up with a shin like Sandy? Well, the first main thing is that this material on the outside is synthetic rather than leather. Leather's way more durable. The synthetics do tend to split. Now, if you're not kicking them full power, say if you're new to the martial art, then the synthetic will hold up for a decent amount of time. As you're building up a lot more power in those kicks and also checking kicks from other people, you know, the material will start to degrade. But definitely when you're starting out, the PU will be able to cope for quite a long time. So, but it is a much cheaper material, so that's a bit where the cost saving goes, as it were. Now, they're actually really well made, so they've got really good piping all the way around the edges, which stops any of the material fraying, so that's really nice. 2 Velcro straps on the back for a nice secure fit. Again, if you're ripping these on and off for like months and months and years, and then the Velcro does tend to go, you can kind of replace it yourself if you want to do that, but by that time the shins are probably going to be done. Now, the other main area of cost is the impact foam inside. A lot of Thai shins have really high quality impact foam. And this just isn't going to be the same level of quality, but it's still pretty good, and you can see that it's actually really thick. They've got this double edge right on the shin where you're taking the most punishment, so it's actually pretty good for the money. You can't complain about that. But again, it just won't last if you're sweating in it and just hammering it day in day out. They won't take that type of abuse. If you're training once or twice a week, then absolutely no problem. You should get a decent life out of these. Now, I would say that's the two main areas. The build of these is pretty good. Like I say, having all that piping around the end is definitely a win, but the leather and the foam inside are the two main areas where you get to save a little bit of money. The other things that are worth noting, these do come in black and white. This is the white version, and they do a kind of all black version as well. At the moment, we don't have any in stock. They do tend to fly out pretty quick, and Bytomic don't always have them in stock, so at the moment they're completely out, otherwise we'd have them. So it is worth grabbing them if you want a pair while you can. The cheaper end, we don't stock a huge amount of it, there's not a lot of it around, so when we have it, it does tend to go. So it was quite good today because this is the last pair in, so I thought I'd better make this video quick because otherwise there won't be any to make for a little while. So yeah, it is good getting these in now. Also, it's worth noting these come in small, medium, large XL, so two different sizes. So it's kind of other say like Sandy Shins just have a medium and large. It's pretty much like that, smaller or bigger. If you're sort of below 5'8", maybe fairly skinny legs, definitely small, medium. If you're taller, bigger, chunky calves, then you definitely want the large XL. Now, is there a reason not to buy these? Well, funnily enough, yesterday I was chatting to a buddy of mine who's been doing Thai boxing maybe 2 years or so now. He's got a really cheap pair of shins. He's absolutely battered the hell out of them for the last 2 years, and he's just got a fracture on his shin. So even wearing something like this, they'd be fine if they were new, but he's battered them down, the foam's kind of degraded. He hasn't gone and invested on a decent pair of shins, and now he's got like fractures in his shin. So, you know, if you are training a lot, if you know you're in it and you're going to be training sort of a good 4 sessions a week, it's probably not worth buying a shin like this. This is just my professional advice. Definitely worth spending the extra money. It's not a huge amount up to say a pair like the Sandys, maybe 30-40 quid more, and you will notice a massive difference. If you're just once or twice a week and yeah, you're new to it, definitely get these first and then use them up like my mate's done. Use them up, make sure you've kind of got the full life out of them, but you know, don't try and keep extending it because you are going to get damage. It's the same with gloves. If you're just training in gloves that are just completely disintegrated, you're going to damage your hands or someone else's face. It's just not worth it. There's no way of making, you know, friends with any of your classmates, and certainly it's not going to help your body at all. So, you know, be sensible in your choices for kit. It is there to protect you and other people. So if you're just scrimping all the time, you know, you're going to get punished for it. So if you're new to it, definitely go for something like this. If you're training really hard and you know you're going to absolutely beat the hell out of them, spend a little bit extra. So at Enso Martial Arts, we do pride ourselves on having a pretty good range of martial arts kit for all martial arts, but especially for kickboxing and MMA. So as well as the Bytomic shins, we've also got the aforementioned Sandy shins and Fairtex shins. Sandy, Fairtex, Twins gloves, a whole range of Thai boxing shorts, really good selection of MMA gloves, pro and sparring, including the Bytomic, Venom and Fairtex, and all the usual stuff you'd expect: groin guards, gum shields, wraps, kit bags. So check out the full range at ensomartialarts.com. So that's about everything I've got to say about these Bytomic shins. Hope it was useful. As promised at the beginning of the video, here's a short montage of people training in styles that would use shins like these. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it was useful. I hope you learnt loads about the Bytomic Shin Guards we have for sale at Enso Martial Arts. If you like this video, we'd really appreciate subscribe to the channel. Get all the latest videos from us at Enso Martial Arts. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.